In this tutorial, we will train a robotic arm to pick up a cube and place it to a specified region using reinforcement learning. This technique can be used for any robotic arm and any object, so it has wide variety of applications. Now let's see problem definition. A cube is placed on one half of the field and a target region is placed on another. Our objective is to move this cube from its initial position to the goal position. To do this task using reinforcement learning, reward design is very important. We have 6 terms for the reward. The first reward is given for the gripper reaching the cube. Hyperbolic tangent is used to make the reward smooth. This reward is inversely proportional to distance between the cube and the gripper. The second reward is given if the cube is placed outside the minimal distance from the center of the target region and lifted above minimal height. This reward is proportional to the height of the cube above minimal height. It makes the agent pick up and lift the cube instead of just pushing it on the ground. The third reward is responsible for guiding the cube to the target region. It is also inversely proportional to distance between the cube and the target region. The fourth reward is given if the distance between the cube and the goal region within minimal distance and current cube height is smaller than previous cube height. This reward encourages the arm to lower the cube when it is close enough to the target region. The fifth reward is action rate. It penalizes the rate of change of actions. The last reward penalizes joint velocities. These 2 rewards are necessary to prevent the robot from excessive and vibratory actions. Now let's see the program. Please download the pick and place zip file and extract it to your home directory. Let's create a USD file of the robot. Open IsaacSim. Import the URDF file of the robotic arm. We have already used this robotic arm in several other tutorials. Just by importing the URDF file, a USD file of the arm itself will be created in this directory. Now, we have to modify the newly created file, so open it. We have to modify mesh of the arm. Click on the eye icon. Move the cursor on the show by type, physics, colliders. Select all. Now, expand shoe motion arm link hand. Click on collisions. Here we have an instanceable checkbox. Instanceable means that a prim can be treated as an instance of a reusable prototype, rather than storing a unique copy of all its contents. When the checkbox is enabled, scene loading and rendering can become more efficient, but it is not possible to edit children of the instance directly. Remove the check from the instanceable checkbox. A mesh will be displayed. As we can see, this is a too rough approximation of the link. It will not be possible to grasp a cube with this mesh. This happens because convex hull is used as mesh approximation. This method finds smallest convex polygon that encloses all nodes of the mesh. We have to change mesh approximation method. Select node STL binary. Scroll down. From this menu we can select various mesh approximation methods. SDF mesh represents original shape most precisely, but at the same time it is computationally most expensive. And it affects the number of environments we will be able to run in parallel. So, in this tutorial we will use convex decomposition. Convex decomposition involves breaking down complex, non-convex shape into multiple simpler, convex shapes. This is the optimal approximation in our case. Change collider approximation method of the ChuMotion arm link 6 as well. Now save this model. Copy the ChuMotion arm folder and move it inside the custom arm folder. Now, please open the joint pos place env cfg Python script. In this script we have definitions of the arm and environment. We open the previously created USD file, set rigid body properties and articulation root properties. Solver position iteration count controls how many iterations are used to solve position constraints. And solver velocity iteration count controls how accurately velocity constraints are solved. This task will not involve complex constraints and contacts are not extremely dynamic, so we set solver position iteration count to 8 and solver velocity iteration count to 0. Now, about actuators. There are multiple actuators that can be used in Isaac Lab. We can find the definitions of them in the actuator net and actuator PD Python scripts. This time we will use implicit actuator. In this actuator model, PD control is handled implicitly by the simulation which performs continuous time integration of the PD control law. This is generally more accurate than the explicit PD control law when the simulation time step is large. For the arm joints we use joint position action. This means that we apply processed actions to the articulations joints as position commands. For the gripper, we use binary joint position action. It makes learning much easier because we have only two states. Both cube and target region we define as rigid objects. But in case of the target region, we need it just for visualization purpose. Here, kinematic enabled means that the object will behave just as we program it to, regardless of whether it interact with other bodies or not. Now, let's do the training. Move to the lift directory. Copy the lift place env cfg Python script here. Also, replace the MDP folder and move the cube 5 cm folder here. Move the custom arm folder into the config directory. To run the training, just copy the command in this file. Note that you have to change the name of the virtual environment to your own. This time I remove headless argument and reduce number of environments for better visualization.